Hello, welcome to Future Sound. What we do is artist mentoring and development. Today, I'm going to be talking about some tips and tricks to do with a growth mindset, your ego, and where and when that's applicable and healthy. And be relentless. So there'll be our 3 points for today. So first I want to start with mindset. And this kind of goes into all three of them by itself. It's actually probably the most powerful tool you'll ever have if you want to learn anything. And so what we're talking about is a growth mindset. So growth mindset means I'm not choosing to stay here. I want to grow. And in order to grow, we need challenges. So in our industry, what that means is, I'll say taking lessons because we're an education provider. I still am educating myself. I've been to 3 music learning institutions. One I was on the fourth one I was on the peripherals of, and they kept pulling me in to help teach, more doing like mentoring stuff and give advice afterwards. I would have loved to have learned there too, because that place is amazing. But the 2 people that ran it are still my mentors today. I still look to them, and I will quote them in these tips and tricks videos all the time, because they've lived it, slept it, breathed it. So that mindset will mean either lessons, artist development, getting mentors and being alongside people that you deem are better than you in whatever area. Because don't be caught up with the idea that people who've only played 3 gigs don't know anything. There's people that are at this point in an industry where we're somewhere here, and I'm learning from them as well, because there's some amazing things going on. So the thing I would say is find all those great podcasters, find people that are doing things like I'm doing right now and sharing that information. Find them. It's out there. It's free. That's the world we live in. Don't take everything they say. Maybe don't actually try out the information, because sometimes you'll hear something of mine and it just might have a kernel of truth for you, but put into practice, you'll get different results by doing it your way. So don't think that like me or whoever else is a guru on these things, because we're not. Because I know when I've mentored an artist or taught an artist really well, because I'm not finished teaching them and I'm learning things from them. So let me repeat that, because that's really important. Because at first my ego got in the way, which is our next point. And at first I was going, what do I do about this? And my ego was wounded mortally. But what happened was, I started realizing that I teach with the reins off. I teach in a manner that means I'm not trying to make you mini me, because then there'll be lots of me in the industry. Who needs me if you've got a prettier version of me going to play you or get you or teach your children? That's not what you need. So next point is ego, and we could have. It all fits into mindset in the end, but our egos. The biggest lie in our industry is 2 lies that I call out all the time. One is it takes an ego to make it in this industry. In fact, I think your ego will actually get in the way. If you go and look at, because as I say, growth mindset, go and look at these podcasters and people that are self-help people and stuff. There's some good stuff there. There's some real rubbish stuff too. But Tony Robbins, he's got some amazing stuff. He's got some stuff on. Still haven't seen what that's got to do with me, but that's all right. He's often putting it out there that it's not, ego is damaging. Ego is really damaging because you think you're all that, and that'll stop you having a growth mindset. It'll be missed opportunities, which are the enemy of any industry. Those things will always get in your way. If you've got true self-confidence says, I'm confident in my skills, I can go and do this show, right? Or that I can grow by doing this show that's a bit of a stretch for me. Or I can learn from this person, even though they're not in the same place in the industry as me. I learned heaps from a dude who I played in a band with. He was my bass player. Very, very talented bass player, talented singer, talented guitarist. He started me on the journey of running a karaoke company. He started me on the journey of playing with backing tracks. And I was out there all the time, relentless already, which will be our third point. It's relentless, to be relentless. He had this beautiful voice, but he wasn't really out there doing it because of the place in life he was with kids and things. And I didn't understand why he wasn't doing it. So I was taking my opportunity in and around him. And I learnt all these things from him. He introduced me to the backing tracks through the karaoke. We started a karaoke company, which is one of the biggest parts of our company today. Say what you want about karaoke. It's like people that say, wagon wheel. Like, wagon wheel feeds my kids. So does karaoke. And so I'm quite happy with that. And backing tracks. People diss backing tracks all the time, but we'll do another video on backing tracks. And the thing with backing tracks is that you've got to be you in this industry and the best possible version of you. The bands we love have been doing it since the 70s. You can go back to The Who were doing it in the 70s. Led Zeppelin did a little bit of looping and tracks and stuff. And you know, like people will call me on that, but how is their organ sounds when the bass player's playing the organ and there's still a bass? It's quite simple to spot, and it's fine. If you're not singing live at all, I'd have a problem with that. And some people might argue with that too and say, well, why is that different to a bass player or a guitar player? I don't know, but I want to hear a human voice. It will be my answer to that. It's the only thing I'd have to say. But backing tracks will make you the best version of yourself. You'll be able to get out there. And sorry to rhythm sections who are missing out because of these things. Like, I really feel for them on that one. But again, ego, mindset, and being relentless. I heard a thing the other day, and I'm going to mention Tony Robbins again, because he made this statement that blew my head off, and I was working on this idea myself. And his statement was, AI is not going to take your job. Somebody using AI will take your job. So it's like that with any technology. We need to be up to date with it. It may never replace live music, but if I can tell AI to build me the exact backing track I want, and it does it in 30 seconds like Suno does, I'm probably going to use that, and it'll be amazing. And I'll be able to use it live on that night that I've made it. All right, and being relentless, our final point. If you take your growth mindset and you take, put your ego on the shelf a little bit. Hey, thanks, Fuzz. I know you guys are already following a lot of these paths, and I love it. I love it. So being relentless is about. So I'll use the example of songwriters, and if a songwriter comes to me, or I'm going to steal a line off Pat Pattinson. He's a songwriting. I don't say everybody's a guru because I don't believe it, but I haven't heard anything out of his mouth that I didn't think was just gold, and I've listened to it, some of his things several times to get full grasp of what he's saying, because he's just so clever. And he's a songwriting tutor at Berkeley University. Shout out to them, because I've got lots of free stuff from their YouTube channel and their website that is just vital information. He taught some of the best songwriters around, like John Mayer. So if you like, go and have a listen to John Mayer. You can't tell me that his songs aren't really clever. And now I know where he gets the tricks from. And sometimes he uses John Mayer as an example, because one of his songs, I won't mention here because I don't want to steal his whole stick, is so good that he taught him the tricks, but now he uses him as an example. So check out Pat Pattinson at the Berkeley University YouTube channel. So being relentless, and what he said to his songwriting students, people always came up to him, and people ask me similar questions. It's like, what do I have to do to be the best musician, best songwriter in this case? And he said, go and write 100 songs and then come back to me. Because then you've worked out who you are in essence of these things, and you can then add all the things that he's talking about, because I'd been writing for many years, since I was very young, single digits, I believe, 7, 8, 9. I started writing some songs, probably pretty terrible, but they were songs nonetheless. And you can then grow that knowledge through education. So the same thing is said about performers. Take opportunities. Get out there and take opportunities. Forget the gatekeepers. Some people just won't answer your emails, don't want to know, and that can be entertainment agencies. We're an entertainment agency, we're non-exclusive, and we'll talk to you. That's what mentoring and developmental is about. So we'll talk to you before you're ready for us. And we'll probably find out you're ready before anybody else, which is our reward for that. And just forget those gatekeepers. A lot of those event organisers and stuff say to me things like, oh, we don't accept people's tips on who to have on our stages. We only want accredited bands, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. And some of those organisations also say, we don't take submissions anymore from people. We choose our own acts. And my question to that is, are you out in the industry looking at performers? Are you out to going to those gigs and seeing an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours of these performers to know that they can handle the gig you put in front of them? If not, are you just choosing your mates? Makes me wonder quite regularly. And being relentless also means not every gig and every song are going to be good, for example. Like, you can write songs. Someone said to me just yesterday, a great songwriter who I respect a lot, he said, when we were having a conversation about exactly this, he said that for every 10 songs he writes, it's one good one. And that's a fair ratio. That a lot of people are like that. People like Bon Jovi write for an album that has, I hope those loves are all for Bon Jovi, because they're amazing and a survivor story with John Bon Jovi. They write like 50 to 60 songs for each album. And if you go look at those albums, there's 12 songs that make it to the final album. And they've got lots of B-sides that would go in the old days, go into singles, bonus tracks in different countries, or Walmart exclusives and things like that. Because they had the material. And you hear some of those B-sides, some of them have gone on to movies and stuff, because they've written 60 songs and accepted 12. There's probably a few more there that you want to hear, and they're worth their weight in gold. And just one more thing about ego. One thing that gets in people's way is that they don't want to be part of a machine. They don't want to be part of the machine, or people have said to me, they don't want to be part of my little empire. It's not what I'm doing and what it's intended to be, and I'm sorry if it ever looks that way, because I'm not trying to get other people out of the industry and be a monopoly. I want more people in the industry that I can learn from. I want their knowledge too. So, yeah, the other also with ego, people don't take these opportunities, and lost opportunities are the enemy of this business. If you have opportunities, I'll give you an example of, and I might take this person wrong because they're a really great individual. I think they're really, really clever, really talented, really sweet human beings, and pretty darn honest. Like, have hit me up with questions that I can see their honesty in this. So I might take them wrong and take it. I don't take offence to it, but this person won a competition many years ago and never cashed in their prize of mentoring classes, or they might want to win another instrument, whatever. Like, I think they've got things to learn and I've got things to learn. So why don't they take my information that's free? But I think a lot of people think, well, I'm so busy in this industry, this momentum is going to carry on forever. Everything changes at some point. It's a constant changing atmosphere in the industry, technology. This isn't the industry I started in 30 years ago. It doesn't look anything like the same industry. So garnering knowledge from anywhere you can is very important. So, all right, I've talked for long enough, I feel. And I don't know what our next video will be about. I don't know what it'll be about this time. I've got a few subjects I want to talk about, and these are free. I don't want to monetize these videos. These videos we often take the audio off and they will go on to Spotify, only because anybody can access that for free. Even when you're paying for it, we don't get much money. Spotify's a dead machine unless you're Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, someone of that level. And so I don't know what that next one will be, but look out for it. Hopefully it'll be in a week or two's time, and I'll choose out of the many subjects I've got sitting on the list to talk about. All right, have a good one, and don't be afraid to put comments underneath. Be nice to me, be nice to each other. And thank you for all the people that are watching now. And Fuzz, I've mentioned you, but I really appreciate your presence on social media. And I know why you're looking, and that's everything I was just saying. You've got those attitudes all in place. I'm really, really impressed with your family and your performer. Soraya's a talented human being, and she'll go a long way, and she's got great support from great people. So, all right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.